So today, lads, we're going to be talking about the new coach for the Toronto Tempo. And it's Sandy Brondello. I think everybody watching this video probably thought that the new coach for the Toronto Tempo was the new coach for the Dallas Wings was going to be Sandy Brondello. I think everybody thought that. We all thought that Sandy was going to be coaching the Dallas Wings because she is a championship coach. She's not only a championship coach, she's done extremely well before winning a championship. She was a highly regarded coach before she coached the New York Liberty. She's an Olympic medalist coach. She got a medal with the Australian national team, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I think she's been very successful as a basketball coach, regardless of what people want to think. She's been extremely successful. And she was obviously someone that the Dallas Wings wanted. The Dallas Wings really wanted Sandy Brondello. And you guys can see here, the Wings are reportedly focusing on candidates with head coaching experience. That's led to various sources to point to Sandy Brondello as a contender. But the Toronto Tempo got her. We are forgetting Christy Sides. That's my favorite thing about this is all the people that were saying Christy Sides, the Fever should have never fired Christy Sides and all of this stuff. Christy Sides genuinely has not even been in contention. She's not even been in contention for another job. Nobody has talked about Christy Sides as even a potential for getting another job. That's always hilarious. It's curious how I analyze Sandy Brondello was to the Wings, what deciding factor was she indeed, if she was offered a job. Definitely surprised to hear go the expansion route, especially if she was Dallas's top target. Is this post relevant to my search? Zero relevance at all. But the Wings literally could not get. She yielded interest in multiple offers before choosing the Toronto Tempo. She chose the Tempo over the Wings. And that does just show how these coaches, how a lot of players view or not players even, coaches view going down the expansion route versus going down the route of coaching a ready-made team. Because let's be real, yes, you get you get Paige Bueckers. But while you get Paige Bueckers and you don't get anything nearly you don't get anything nearly the same in terms of long-term potential. You don't get, I know Toronto, a lot of players don't want to go there for tax reasons. A lot of players won't want to go there for tax reasons. A lot of players won't want to leave the United States. But you have this other caveat. You have the other caveat that while a lot of US players don't want to go there, a lot of non-US players, it becomes easier for them to get their visa to go play in Canada. It's a lot easier to get a work visa for Canada than it is to get a work visa to play in the United States. And if I'm going to be honest, I do think, I know most of my viewers are Americans, but I'm going to be honest here. The perception of moving to Canada is, for most people that are not in America, is a more favorable option than moving to the United States. If I had a choice to move to Toronto or move to New York, I'd choose Toronto. Minus any financial reasons, I go to Canada over America. And I think that's the way a lot of Europeans are for visas. So I think Sandy Brondello is probably looking at it look, if I go to Dallas and this team stinks it up next year, my career is done. If I go to Toronto, I have 4 years. I legitimately have 4 years to get good, to do well. And I'm going to be given every opportunity in the world. I'm going to be given years of stinking it up to still go out there and try to win. But at the end of the day, I'm not expected to win right away. So there is a little bit of a good thing with that. There's a little bit of a good thing with that, being able to develop a team and build a team you want without the expectation of winning a championship right away. which I think maybe she wants to get away from that, because as shit as the Wings are going to be, there is going to be an expectation that the Dallas Wings win a championship in the next 2 or 3 years. Do you want to be the coach that, do you want to be the coach that has to take over the Dallas Wings, gets blamed for every loss, and when you, as a coach and a GM, make the decision to draft Awa Pham or Lauren Betts or Olivia Miles over AZ Fudd, taking the abuse of the fans from that team, when you're just not going to, when you're 2 years away from being not even a contender, you're 2 years away from being a contender for home court advantage. Like, they're not going to get home court advantage. They're not going to even be within a shout of getting home court advantage till 2028. And by then, this is a team that where the expectations are higher. You're probably going to be fired. You don't have a training facility. So it is mad that a championship coach is choosing to coach the Toronto Tempo over choosing to coach Paige Bueckers. Because you would think that getting Paige is worth it. You would honestly think the Paige is worth any of the stress, any of the negative things that come with that. Getting to coach Paige, one of the best young players in the world, and like you can say what you want, like you can like Paige, you can dislike Paige, but she's one of the best young players in the world. No matter how you think about it, she's one of the best young players in the world. If anything, players under 25, better players under 25 than Paige Bueckers are Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Angel Reese, and you just don't know about players coming through college. But it's realistically, there's those 3 players that are better than Paige under 25. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. What do you guys think? Are you guys surprised that Sandy Brondello has said no to the Dallas Wings? Especially when they have Paige Bueckers, who, let's be real, everybody's everybody would have assumed that Sandy Brondello would choose a Paige Bueckers led team over an expansion team, because it is obviously clear that the Dallas Wings are, based on every single report, the Dallas Wings were looking for Sandy Brondello. Even when she signed for the Tempo, the reports were saying that she chose the Tempo over other teams. So you would assume that she said no to this. And yeah, I'm genuinely surprised. I thought she was going to be the Wings coach. I really did. But at the same time, Jose Fernandez could be a very good coach for the Dallas Wings. We don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys.